Hello, hello. Hi, Fire Tender. I was just bored and thought I'd get on and see if anybody was online today. It's been a lazy Sunday. It seems like I wanted to sleep all day. So, how's your Sunday been? Yeah, it seems like here lately, I don't know, I think it's my medication's gotten all messed up again. Um, I went off of it for a couple of days and I felt great, but I just couldn't sleep. Now that's all I'm wanting to do now is sleep. Oh no, in Arizona. Ain't there one out next to Flagstaff? And I heard people talking about a big one out that way somewhere. Yeah, I seen him on. I just couldn't stay awake. I turned it on and I had my earbuds in, of course, and fell asleep. If I sat still very long, I fall asleep. I'm trying to think where Time for Exploring was at the other day, and it was all smoky. But I was thinking out around Flagstaff or somewhere there's talking about there's a big fire. Kenny, hello, Ford Man. How are you? Sending rice over to the Philippines again for the second shipment. Oh, wow. How are you, Kenny? I am good, Kenny. I'm just chilling on this Sunday afternoon. Kenny, how's my picture and sound and everything? Is everything okay? That is amazing, Fire Tender. Water Girl, how are you, hon? How are you? I have to admit, I enjoyed the last video. Even though if I'd have been there, I would have been a nervous wreck watching them Jeeps. I'm telling you. But there was a question that was in the comments that I was thinking too. Why weren't you driving? Down here, we call them creek crawlers, rock crawlers, creek crawlers, And I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm thinking, oh my word. That looks like such a fun adventure. I'm buffering on Fire Tender side. Am I buffering anywhere else? Maybe it is me. Because even though I pay for high speed internet, it actually stops down the road from me and they boost it up to my house. It don't make a whole lot of sense to me, but Water Girl says she would rather walk. That hill was a bit rough. There was no hill. That was a what we call that? It's a path where water runs off. Oh, oh my gosh! It just looked like a wash, a big gully wash down through there. If y'all have not seen Water Girl's latest video, I am telling you, it was a I just, but I'm like, Water Girl, I'd have been walking up that hill. I'd have been like, ain't no way. Now, Water Girl, which Jeep was yours, the first one or the second one? Okay, Water Girl says good on her end, so. I noticed that, Water Girl, looked steeper than it looked on the camera. I was watching whoever was in the front one getting out and, coming back. And I didn't, you could tell he was having trouble standing up. So, and I'm thinking that was a steep, steep hill. The green and black one. The green and black one. Wasn't it in the front? Fire Tender says, I had one hill. It was turned into a cliff, and there was only one way out. Up. Oh my gosh. Dream on Wheels. Hello, hello. Yeah, it was the front one. Yeah, that's okay. And Fire Tender said they just kept it to the floor. Kept floored it. Oh. Yep, there's Dream on Wheels is in the house. Yeah, I was watching. I was telling my husband, I've got my little phone there, and I'm like, look at this, look at this. Look at, and he's like, what are you watching? I said, I'm watching these guys go over these rocks and up this hill. Hello, Michael Ann. How are you? How are you? Straddling the ruts. I tell you, that used to, it didn't bother me as bad until my husband about flipped us on a four-wheeler, and we have one of the big plastic seats that I would ride in on the back of it that had the big plastic armrests and come up, up my back a little bit and stuff. And so when you're in that, you're kind of like stuck. And all of a sudden, I'm looking straight up at the sky, and Victoria, hello, hello, honey. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking, but he had enough sense to kind of throw himself forward, and it brought the front end of the four-wheeler back down. The guys behind us had already jumped off their four-wheeler basically they said they were going to try to catch us or clean us up because they thought that four-wheeler was going to come over backwards on us, you know. And of course, you know, I'm in that seat. I can't get off nowhere. And so ever since that happened, I've been a little bit more cautious, you know, when it comes to some of that rough riding. I just think I got to, you know, PTSD from it, you know. Dream on Wheels is saying hi to everyone. Hi from under the RV. Okay. Get that work done. You got to get it ready so you can hit the road. Let's see. An arrogant friend of mine was going to buy a home with a personal golf course on it. And I told him we could turn it into, there you go, a 4x4 off-road course. That would be awesome. We had some, I've got some nephews that do the motocross, you know, and stuff. So we used to go all the different places on these motocross trips with them, you know, so they can ride their bikes and stuff. It was a blast. But I'm telling you, I think that gives me a whole lot of my gray hairs was watching them kids. 2 more weeks and Dream on Wheels is hitting the road. Yay! That's what I should have done. Went out today and set up my tent and stuff on my vehicle to make sure everything worked good. But every time I go outside, it looks like it's gonna rain. Now I ain't putting no tent up in no rain because then you got to leave it up, let it dry, you know, all that good stuff. But Tyson's Crazy Adventure, Christina, hello. Oh my gosh, all of my friends are here. That would be awesome. Just have a big old 4x4 mud bog trip out track out the yard. Oh goodness. That would be awesome. So what's everybody into this week? What we got planned? Fire tender's watching it now. I can tell by her. She's like, woohoo, they made it to the tough spot. I have to admit, as an old country girl watching Water Girls video, I was having a blast. It was bringing back some old memories for me. My dad, he had bought when I first come out with the Jeep Grand Cherokee wagon things. It had the 4-wheel drive in the glove box, and then it had a low range shifter under the seat and stuff. And he would take that thing all through these hills. And we were sitting out in the yard one day and come back, and I seen him coming off the hill, and I thought, that thing looks different. It looks funny. And he had got back there and got it stuck between 2 trees and ended up rolling it. And, you know, it crushed the top of it down. So he comes down, driving it off the hill. And I'm like, oh my God. But that was my daddy. He said, if you got it in there, you got to get it out. So I'm like, okay. Oh, Water Girl, and then they're going to try their second live tonight at 9 p.m. We'll have to catch that, guys. We'll have to catch that and congratulate Waterboy on some great driving. Still at the Aqua Center with the kids today. All right, that's awesome, Christina. And Fire Tenders is they're working way too much. Today's the only day off this week. Well, we're just kind of kicking back. Today is hubby's birthday. And got to go, but see you soon. We love you. Love you too, Dream on Wheels. And Kenny's telling everybody hello. Yeah, today was hubby's birthday, and we're like, okay, what can we do, and all this stuff. And he really just wanted to kick back and do nothing. So I'm like, okay, if that's what you want. And so that's what we've been doing today, and I keep falling asleep. So, but anyway, Christina's saying hi to Kenneth, Victoria. Hello, Kenneth and Papa. And Water Girl saying hi to Kenneth. I tried to get hubby to come in here with me, and he won't do it. Fireton said, wait a minute. That second test spot was a 3-pack. RVOG. Hello, honey. Hello. I seen you with Tim in Time for Exploring. That was awesome. And Kenneth says hello to everyone he missed in chat and didn't get tagged. And G is saying hi to Water Girl, Victoria, and Kenneth. Oh. Yeah, where were you all at, G? Weren't you out in Arizona somewhere camping? Fire tenders said it looked like they were going to get a fire out there in Arizona so they could see some smoke. And I remember you all were out that way somewhere, and I'm thinking there's a fire out around Flagstaff. But I know you all was talking about in your video that it was smoky the first few days. So I was just wondering whereabouts everybody was at. Tim and Raymond were south of Reno. Okay. West is on fire. Okay. All right. That helps me out now. Do I know exactly where yins were at? No. It's on the West Coast. I think in school around here, there is no West Coast. They don't teach much about the West Coast now. But that is my goal. I have been up and down the East Coast, but I want to go to the northern East Coast because I haven't gotten up into like Maine, New Hampshire, stuff like that. I want to catch those places, but I want to travel out west. I just, I realized through YouTube and through you all, and there is some beautiful places out there, you know, and so I mean, because, you know, looking at it the way we were looking at, the West Coast, I mean, the East Coast had all the green, luscious mountains and trees, but then as more you got out west, it became more deserts and drab and blah blah blah. So I never really had a desire to go out that way. But I'm like, oops, I was all wrong all these years. I am actually from West Virginia, fire tender. Yep. I am out here in these good old mountains. And I said I was raised, born, and be buried head of this holler. And Victoria. I forgot where you're at, Victoria. I don't have my note. Cleaned my desk up so I could do some sewing the other day. And I don't have my my notes with me. I actually was looking at some stuff I've got cut out, thinking about making a throw, quilting a throw to put up for auction on the No Mock channel. And so I was looking around doing some different things. And one thing about it is sitting here sewing, I can set my little tripod up. Oh, howdy. Hello, Diane. Jessica. Hello, Jessica. Mike. Washington State. Oh, yes, Victoria. That is one place I do want to get to. In Elkins, West Virginia. Yep. I know where that's at. Been through there some. But one thing about when I start my sewing, I can set my tripod up, put my little phone on there, and kind of, get some videos and, just kind of share some of that stuff with you and stuff too. But I want to get back into, and I want to make me some throws for our camping, our camping collections, where I can have everything, or like little blankets. I can have everything all put in totes and then just throw all my totes in my vehicle, Victoria says in Washington, if I'm reading it right, in Washington, you're either a drylander or a wetlander. Jessica is saying hello, everyone. Yes, that is some of my fabrics up here. That's the ones that are on the bolts. I have got stacks of them over here on a shelf that are for like quilting. And then I've got some that I've got already cut out into quilting squares and, and different things. So I had some pretty ones somewhere. But anyway, and then, I've got a die cutter for fabric. And so I was going to order them, wanting to, have y'all seen the rag quilts? That's what I was thinking about doing, picking out some of these materials to kind of coordinate and stuff. And, the rag quilts looks like they're tied on the edges and stuff, but this isn't one of the tie quilts. We actually make the squares, it's like rigid on the edges, and, we got this, they cut the squares out like these and all these little, whoops, cuts so that when you make the quilt, it looks like this. On the edges, all through here, it's got the little ruffly things in it. So I'm thinking about doing one of those since I got my die cutters. They're nice and quick and easy. And so, and Fire Tender saying hello to Jessica. Okay. Just saying hi to Diane. And she's asking, is there fire north of you a bit? Okay. All right, I'm figuring it out now. My brain's not working. Oh. Columbia River. Yes, the rag quilts. They are fun. Dad passed away, well, it's been about 4 years ago. So I don't think it might have been that Christmas. Yeah, that following Christmas. I took a bunch of his work pants that were, I don't know how you describe the material, but anyhow, he wore a lot of the like blue mechanics type pants and stuff. But anyway, I took a bunch of his pants. He had some blue ones and some tan ones. And his tan ones always had pockets on the sides. And I took those, yes, Fire Tender, they are. And I took those and I made my aunt a throw out of it. And I took 2 of the pockets and I put them like on top of the throw so that when you have the throw up on you, you've got the pockets there. So I said she could put her phone, her reading glasses, stuff like that in there. And I made her a throw, my grandmother a throw, and I also took the pants and for my grandmother, and I made her like a apron, and I took the pockets from the pants and put them on the apron. And okay, Fire Tender, go check in on that fire. Yes, definitely want you to be aware of all that going on. And I put those pockets in there. And what was so good about it is, of course, on the pants, you could see paint stains. And it's like, oh, I remember when he painted the shutters this color, or, stuff like that. And I got her a throw, and I made my grandmother a throw and that apron. And I made my son and my nephew a throw out of different material. And I had a great grandbaby being born that year, and I made her a baby blanket. So, I like making I like the, those types of throws. So, but the rag quilt type. Yeah, I like doing quilts. It's just one of those things I have to be in a mood for. I've got quilt top. Matter of fact, I've got another quilt top on this shelf somewhere up here that I'm working on. I made my husband, was it last year before last, when I was down in Florida, I finished it up. Um, I made him a big king sized quilt, and I hand quilted that thing. And it's like a California king, so it's like I made it bigger than a regular king, And I even took the, well, you know how a king size flat sheet hangs down over the sides. I made it the size of that flat sheet, and the sheet had like a little decorative edge to it, and I got all fancy with it and everything. I said, from now on, he gets normal. But I made him that for our anniversary one year while I was down south. So, uh, actually, Diane, when I'm down south quilting, my cousin has, well, it was actually it was actually a trailer, and they cut it into three pieces, three sections, I think it was. And she got one of the sections, and my dad made it into like a room, and enclosed the end up and redid the roof and all that stuff. So she has a quilting room out back in her yard. So you talk about into quilting. You go out there, and she's got a long table down one side that has got, usually there's 3 sewing machines sitting there. Then she's got a cutting table, and then, which I have got one too, the industrial sewing machines. She's got one of those down there, and then I've got her other one up here, sitting over here, which I got to get it up and running. And then she has a big quilter that sits in the middle of the room. So once we get everything lined up, it just goes like a production line. We just sew all the pieces together and then sew them all to the, quilting and the backing, it just goes like an assembly line. Then before you know it, you've got one of them sewed together. So, it didn't take that long. And of course, we get out there, we turn the music on, or we're sitting out there talking and all this stuff. Hello, V. And so we're out there talking and just visiting, and before you know it, we've got parts of a quilt cranked out. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. I was looking at my materials and thinking about doing one of those, doing a couple of those maybe for the auction. And I just gotta find some stuff to keep my mind engaged. If my brain isn't engaged in something, I want to sleep, and I'm sleeping way too much. So, but I ordered hubby he's always been wanting a winch for the front of the side by side, which was our side by side, but it's more like a mule. It's called a T-Rex. It's like a little 2-seater truck, dump bed on the back of it and stuff. But he's always been wanting a winch for that. So that came in the other day. I got that for him for his birthday, and him and the neighbor went up. All right, Water Girl, we will catch you tonight at 9 o'clock. Is that Eastern time? I forgot. I don't know if I can go back up that far. But we'll be looking for your live tonight. And so a winch. Yeah, a winch. I bought my husband a winch for his birthday. But him and the neighbor got that put on the front of the side by side yesterday. But it was so funny though, because they had went up there to work, and I was modding Kevin's channel, and it's like all of a sudden outside it got dark and it started pouring. I mean, pouring the rain. The electric started flickering, and they got caught out in a major rainstorm trying to get the side by side into a garage up there because they were working outside. And why crack you up? Why do I crack you up? Because it's a winch? Because I bought a winch? Because I know what a winch is? Or are you thinking a winch is a barmaiden winch? I have cool looking umbrellas that have fabric is ripped and lace dresses. Huh. Yeah, I never thought of that. Make little parasols out of them. But yeah, he come back yesterday and he was soaked from. He got his winch hooked to his side by side. So yeah, I've got a bunch of material, V. I'm gonna make a couple and donate to the auction for the No Mock channel. And I've got, like I said, I've got all this material back here. I have got, don't judge my messy room. Oops. See all that material stacked up back there on that shelf? That's just half of it because my dress form's hiding the rest of it. And but yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing, is start making some of those up to donate or to sell, or just doing some little things like that. And but yeah, that's what I like, this style of quilt. I think they're kind of cute, the rag quilts. Of course you can make the different patterns. On the ones I did, I would take the square and make half of it one color and then other half another color, so that it was, two-sided. So but so yeah, I just wanted to do something different. So I think I'm going to do that in the next couple of days. Get some of that out, because like I said, I have got even some vintage looking fabric over there. You got to realize that is 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves, and you can only see 2 shelves because of my boxes over here. One's my solar box, that the other stuff I got to take up in the attic. But then I've got, I got it put up there. Yeah. But I got 4 shelves over there, and then, like I said, got some more pieces cut out and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to get working on one of those here next little bit and stuff. So, but I was going to tell you, I got my husband the winch for his birthday, right? So he comes in the other night and he says, "What are we doing in August?" I said, "Nothing that I know of, And he's like, "Okay." He said, "I just booked us 4 nights at your favorite camping spot over at the lake." I'm like, "Do what?" There's one camping spot over at our lake that I love it because it's like right on the end, and I don't feel so confined. And it's actually makes it a little bigger site, and with the dogs and everything. And then I can also park my pontoon right there. It's on the water. And he said, "Yeah, we're going to go camping for your birthday." I'm like, "Yay!" So yep, that's what he said. I got him a winch for his birthday, and he's getting me a camping trip for mine. Aren't we a weird couple? What'd you get your husband? Yeah. Yeah, the weekends are busy. over to the lake and stuff, which really I've been looking at that spot, and that spot is booked up into August. And I just hadn't checked it again, recently. Um, but he was at work, and he decided, this is what he's going to do. And he's seen it was available that week of my birthday. So he'll be working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Wednesday. And then I'll have everything ready to load it up. Wednesday, we'll drive over after he gets off work, which he says he'll probably take Wednesday off too. And then, which actually, if where the campground is, it's just like an extra 15 minutes for him to drive to work. So he could actually go to work from over to the campground, But so we're going to load the dogs up and go over and stay Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and then we'll come home on Sunday. So yep. So basically, we've got a week almost of camping coming up in August. Now, if I could just talk to him to go to the M21, would be August. We have one in September, one in October, and then I go south in November. But it's just one thing about my hubby working for the state. It's like for every day you put in so many hours, for every 8 hours you work, so many hours go toward sick time and personal time off. So you build up your days off. So if you worked all year and didn't take any time off, didn't use up any of that time, my dad used to do it all the time. He would take a week for hunting, 2 weeks for hunting, because he'd take a week for bow season, a week for gun season, and then he would take like a week for Christmas. You can almost take a whole month off at the end of the year. And yes, I did, V. I contacted Cindy, can't talk. And she said she'd get back with me Monday. But she gave me a quick message, and I gave her the information. She wanted to know like how many of us and all that stuff. And she said she'd get right back to me, and I haven't heard from her. So, But yeah, well, we had talked, I had messaged her. But yeah, Michael Ann, it's good to get something that, we would enjoy for our birthdays and stuff. We actually each have like a wish list on Amazon, so that, if I'm looking for him for something for his birthday and I don't know what to get him, I can go onto his wish list and see what he's already picked out, and order it that way. That's why when we got a message from UPS, because we both get emails when we got a delivery coming, and it told us that we have a delivery that's going to be delivered. And we're like, okay, what did you order? He's like, no, I didn't order anything. What did you order? I'm like, I didn't order anything. He's like, well, you've had to order anything because it's coming in your name. I said, I didn't order anything, Rick. I said, what'd you order? And he's like, because, maybe he went in under my wish list and they mailed it to me in my name or something, And we couldn't figure out who had ordered what. And it was the gift I had won at Miss D's that was coming in. Yeah. See, that's what most people around here, of course, they all think we're kind of off our rockers in a way, because we don't go all out for Christmas gifts. We don't go all out for birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, stuff like that. Because it's like, okay, we see something we want, we need, we get it, Now I could say, or he could say, we're wanting to get like a little Blackstone grill to take with us camping and stuff. He could say, well, I can wait and get that for you for your birthday. You know, big deal, At my age, honey, it's just another day. But he'll go ahead and he'll get it and he'll say, this is for your upcoming birthday. Or we'll agree to, one of the things we did this year is we're putting up a fence. We got a guy coming out to do a chain link fence. So it's like, we agree on things for the house, instead of treating each other to something, get us both something we can use around the house or something, But then again, like with the winch, he had been wanting it for years. That's the first thing he said because we traded for the side by side. And so we had the extra money and he's like, should I or should I not, and stuff like that. And I stretched over and hit purchase because it's something he's always wanted, and so why not? We had the extra money. So it's something he's always wanted and he's always put the house and our needs first. So Stan, hello. So yeah, I'm just rambling and ranting today. Not ranting, mostly rambling. But yeah, Rick is an awesome dude. I'm telling you all. He'll act bashful. I try to get him to come on my live with me, but he acts so bashful. TGIF, hello. Excuse me if I'm wrong. TGIF. That is Bree, right? Like I said, I don't have my notes with me. But anyway, he is an awesome dude. And what he has gone through with me and with my medical conditions and having to take care of me, literally having to take care of me. He was better than any nurse I could have had. And he would, he'll wait on me hand and foot. If I'm in the hospital or whatever, he will stay with me at the hospital because he knows I have panic attacks. He will stay at the hospital with me. Then my mom will come down. He'll come home, take care of the dogs, take a shower, and come right back to the hospital. He doesn't like to leave me, anything like that. And if I'm real sick, he's right there. And like I said, I have put that poor boy through it sometimes. Because you got to realize, I've had like 4 hernia surgeries, and stuff like that. So, he's had to put up with a lot. And we were totally different people when we got together. And we've been together now for, oh, good, dear Lord, 21 years. Yeah, 21 years. And I have to admit, each year it seems like we grow closer and closer together. And Mom's like, she hates when I go south with her in the winter because she feels like, she feels Rick's getting left out and everything. But she don't realize that it actually helps me and Rick out because we get closer. We miss each other. That's the best way I could put it. We actually have time to miss each other. And it's funny because we talk more when I'm down south than we do when I'm home. If I can, I'll try to wake up before he goes to work, and I call him before he goes to work to tell him to have a good day. If I'm at home, I'm like, don't wake me up, dude. Don't even bother. And then as soon as he gets off work, which he does it here too, when he gets off work, he calls me, lets me know he's on his way home. And he does that in case I need something from the store or whatever. But he calls me on his way home. And then, after he comes in and gets his shower and his dinner or whatever, we sit and talk. We talk more when I'm down south, and we miss each other. Yep, fondness makes the heart grow. Yeah, makes the heart grow fonder. Oh, thank you. Just wanted to show some support. That is awesome, guys. I was just bored and wanted to come on and see what everybody was into and everything. Oh, I can't believe there's 12 people in here. Just listening to me go on and on and on. But I've been trying to um, some interviews for the channel. So if you all know of somebody that you would like interviewed, um, send me a message or something. Yeah, that's what it was. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. And Ray, oh my dear Ray, I'm telling you all do not believe how much you all are like family. And I miss you guys when I don't get to talk with you in a while. So, but yeah, if there is somebody that you think is interesting or exciting or helpful, somebody that, Karen, hello, honey, that you would like to either like introduce to the channel or somebody you would like to learn more about in the channel, hit me up, let me know, and I will contact them and see if I can get anything set up. I'm still waiting on the last I heard from Sam was he was going to get with Renee and see what their schedule was like, because I said, I'd like to do both of them at the same time. And, I'd like to interview those two together, because what he does, it not only affects him, but it affects as a couple, and how she is supportive and understanding. And I think it's good to get the family's side of things too. Yeah, V. Yeah, I understand. And it doesn't even have to be on that topic, V. Some people are. I know I was a little hesitant to talk on certain topics and stuff like that. So, and I'm trying to get a hold of some different channels that I watch and introduce to this channel, because I think it's some things that you all may be interested in too. If not, you're not, but it doesn't hurt to try it out. But that's like Water Girl. Golly, I would watch her videos. Oh my gosh, that is just hometown fun to me. And most people are like, those people are crazy, but I'm like cheering them on, and stuff. I might ride back one day, get on the side by side, and go back to what we call the top of the hill. See how bad they've got that wallered out back there. Oh, last time I was back there was when Rick almost flipped us on the four-wheeler, so I don't know. But they got some big mud bogs and stuff back in there that they take things to, which you've seen on my, I got a video on there on some of the guys that we ride with and stuff. So, I'm just a country girl. Sorry. Little dirt never hurt. My mom, it was so funny though, because every time my son would get dirty, she was like cleaning his hands and stuff, going, oh. So I taught her to tell her a little dirt never hurt. It made the trees grow tall. And she would just look at me every time he'd say that to her. And she'd look at me and shake her head, like, girl. But I was all for getting dirty and stuff when I was little. I was riding motorcycles before I could ride a bicycle. I grew up on this stuff. I was a tomboy, Maybe that's why I've had such a, I won't say medically challenging youth growing up. My uncle always said they could just look at me and I would get hurt because I never sit still. There was a tree, I want to climb it, I climbed it. I didn't see danger, So I always wanted to grow up to be Evel Knievel. And I was seeing on there a while ago, I was watching Boondock Charlie had put a video up where he was the Evel Knievel museum. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I've found a cool little family right here with you guys. And I love it. I do. And Ray, when I get out to California, you, my son, are going to have to introduce me to the Alabama Hills and all of that good stuff. Because I never realized how beautiful the West Coast actually is until I started watching your all's channels. So now I long to travel. As my aunt would always tell me, now your gypsy blood is flowing. I'm restless. I want to go, and I'm just like, the only thing keeping me at home right now is hubby working. If it wasn't for hubby having to work, we would hit the road, because I'm just, have you ever gotten to the point where you're waiting for something and you're like, come on, I am that anxious to hit the road. I want to get out. I want to explore. I want to get up each day feeling like, yeah, I've lived, or lay your head down at night to go to sleep and think, wow, what did I conquer today, or what's in store for tomorrow. That's the way I want to be, and it's like, okay, sitting another day at the house, wake up, clean, fix dinner, watch TV, go to bed, yeah. For some people, for my mom, that is like her ultimate life. She is happy as a lark doing stuff like that. I am more adventurous. I want to be out. I always tease that I made a better husband and my brother made a better wife because he likes to do the cooking and the cleaning. And, oh, hello, Renee. And I would rather be outside doing stuff, So mom says that we were like total role reversals. You give me a hammer and a nail and, anything, I would rather do that than to cook and clean. And so, so now I'm at the point to where I've gotten my tent for my car. I've gotten my mattress for my car. I've got my reflectix cut out for my car. I'm thinking about putting them on some cardboard. They work fine the way they are, but I think they would store better on cardboard. So I'm thinking about putting them on some cardboard. But, I've got all of this stuff. Hubby's wanting to go next weekend and pick up a grill so we have something to cook on. And now it's like, okay, now I've gotten all of my components together. I want to use them. I want to go, And so I just want to explore. I want to, like I've always said, sky, hello, hello. I felt like I found a purpose, and even if it is just exploring, and I want to do it, I've realized I got my old 35, my old digital camera out, and it's got video on it, so I can put my SD card in my computer. So I'm working with that to see if I can learn to use that too. Just different things that I'm wanting to get out and try. And I'm just like, okay, let's do it. Oh, wait, can't. Got to work in the morning. Okay, so it's like, okay, so we'll go through the work week and then, but so yeah, the only thing keeping me at home right now is him having to work. And, which now don't get me wrong, that man is a hard worker. He, here it is, 100-degree weather out there, and they're out there working in hot asphalt, and that hot tar on the roads and stuff, and that's not an easy job. And so I give him all props for what he does for the family, what he does for us and stuff. And I love him to pieces. I really do. So, I don't want to do a lot of exploring without him. Does that make sense? I want him to be part of the adventure, So, but when I get down south, I am going to do better than I did last winter. I am going to, MJ's vlog in Canada. Hello, hello. Well, thank you for coming in. So, but when I get back down to Florida, I am going to do more exploring, go back to some of my favorites, and, bring you guys along and all of that good stuff, because, like I said, it's getting to share that with you all. And I feel like I'm contributing to my family, my video family, my YouTube family, when I do stuff like that, and like I said, you all that know me getting out is a big accomplishment anyway, but I want to get some more of the gator footage. I want to get some more, there's a place down there called Silver Springs, that is a crystal clear natural spring, and Sly around here. Around, where you at, Sly? But anyhow, this natural spring, and oh yeah. And I want to get down to Silver Springs, get some underwater video. What part of Florida? I forgot. If I'm not mistaken, you're not that far from me. Can't remember. But anyway. Hello, Julie. But yeah, I want to get to Silver Springs, get some of the underwater. And now that's used to, it was like a tourist attraction. Now they've made it into like a state park. So I can actually come up the river and bring my own boat in and stuff, So, and I want to get back down to Marineland, where it is now, instead of being a touristy thing, um, close to Lion Country Safari. I'm not sure where that's at, but that sounds fun. Um, but there's so much that I want to do down there. Um, mm, West of Belle Glades. Hmm, I'm not sure, but I told hubby I was going to throw my tent in my car when I go south, because mom's, I've got the Ford Explorer, mom's got Equinox, so it will fit with either one. So I'm just going to take my stuff, some overnight camping somewhere or whatever. I'm just going to go, you know, and but I know I want to go. Um, West Palm Beach is east of you. Okay, okay. Yeah, see, that's parts of I want to explore, you know, and I want to get out to Cedar Keys again. There's just something about that quaint little town. If it's still there, because the hurricane came in around there somewhere, Um, there is a channel down there that I follow, um, that works with, he's a gator hunter, or whatever you want to call him, but they call him to come rescue gators and stuff. So he works with those stuff. He's got lemurs. He's got all kinds of different snakes, stuff, which I ain't crazy about snakes. But, he's got different animals, and he's like a refuge down there. It is hilarious. He is a crack up. I mean, I'm telling you something else. But I'm wanting to go down and see him. There's another YouTuber out there called, I've heard everybody talking about What the Hells. He's just right out from me. I want to try to get with them. Um, just try to do some collaborating and stuff. Yeah, there you go. See, Sly knows me. Yes, What the Hells and Robbie Get Swamped. I love Robbie. Would it not be cool to go to Robbie's and play with the wallaby and play with the lemurs, get to feed the lemurs, might even go out to the alligators, you know? But, it's just, I want to do this stuff, And, that's some of the things that I want to do. Cedar Keys, I want to take the boat ride over to the island and do some shelling. Yeah, Jeremy at Otter Creek. I know, he's hilarious. But I want to do some shelling over on the island at Cedar Keys. Have a picnic out there, And then, I've got Naj and them that live further down south, go visit with them, and just, if it's just show up, hey, let's have lunch, or not just show up, but, just have lunch, hang out, and just say hi, But I also want to go back to the St. Augustine. There is something about the city of St. Augustine that just has my heart. I don't know what it is about St. Augustine, but that's the one place that I always feel drawn back to. And I want to do, I've done the tours and the ghost tours. Every time we go down, we do a ghost tour. Um, but I want to do, I want to take my time and walk around um, and really look at and investigate and to share some of the old St. Augustine, some of the old buildings and the old stories and, you know, and stuff like that. Um, but there's just something about St. Augustine that keeps calling me back. Thank you, Ford Man. Sly says, yeah, she follows Jeremy and Guapo and Conky. Savannah. I love Savannah at Gatorland. Now, that is one woman I would like to interview. She has no fear. She is something else. But, but yeah, if there's, I want, it's your channel. There's things that I want to do, but I also want to know what you all are interested in. Yes, St. Augustine is very historical and it is very beautiful. My dream was always to have one of the plantation homes in St. Augustine and have like a bed and breakfast. I would love to have a bed and breakfast down in St. Augustine. It's just, but if there's somebody you would like to get to know or somebody you would like to introduce onto the channel, something that you all, they still have the Canadian Embassy there? Huh. I don't know. I have not, of course, that's not usually on your normal tours, but it would have to, So I don't know. We would have to find it. But, so yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get some directions from you all. Last she was there was in 03. Did I even go to St. Augustine this winter? I went out. I didn't get to go to St. Augustine, but I did get to go out to Crescent Beach. One of my goals was to take my support dog to the beach that year. And he passed away before we could get out there. So I took his ashes out there in a little vial they gave me and took pictures of him in the sand and in the water like I had promised I was going to take him. But I didn't get to go into St. Augustine. Can't remember why. Probably because I was a nervous wreck by then. By the shrine close to the big church. Okay. I'll check that out. I will check that out. So. But yeah, I love going. And I also want to go back to Jamestown in Virginia. And Williamsburg, Johnstown and Williamsburg. My son wants to go to Gettysburg. So I'm wanting to get up that way. He's also wanting to go to Dayton to the Air and Space Museum. The Air Force Museum is what I always called it. We've been up there several times, and I was amazed at what my kid knew about the fighter jets and old Army stuff. I mean, Okay. Yep. So, but anyway, so yeah, just looking for some directions and some suggestions. And I know one of the suggestions is don't get on here and babble all the time, but I just like spending time with you guys. I really do. And hopefully soon I will get to head west. My plans are, if everything goes okay, and if I financially can do it, I want to go to Arizona in January to go up Miss D's. Plymouth, Mass. That's what I want to do. That I want to go. I want to do that stuff too. Yes, Plymouth, Mass, and see the monument to the forefathers. That would be amazing. That is something I really do want to do. And also, which I told my husband we could do that some weekend here. There's a place, go Point Pleasant. It's a couple of hours drive from me, but Point Pleasant, and share the story of the Mothman. Have y'all seen the story of the Mothman on a lot of your scary channels, your haunted channels and stuff like that? But there's, they got a big Mothman statue up there and stuff. I could bring that story. I want to bring that story to you. And then I also want to go up to Lewisburg and up into Greenbrier County and bring you some of the stories, or at least show you some of the old buildings. Fairy dust, hello, honey. Paranormal, yes, I love paranormal stuff. But go up to Lewisburg in Greenbrier County and bring you some of the history of some of the older houses and buildings. I'd love to do Trans-Allegheny, tour of the Trans-Allegheny lunatic asylum, but I'm afraid they'll keep me. But you lived in Jersey, yeah. So, yeah, my son wants to do a lot of the paranormal stuff, which I wouldn't mind doing it. It's just, a lot of it's all scattered out and, and stuff like that. But to tour some of the ancient buildings and the older buildings, get some of the old stories. I would love to find, like go into a town, find, an older person and get their stories of the town or stuff, how you see these old people that love to talk about their town, and get their stories and stuff. I wish now that I had been doing this before and got my grandmother's story on film, Waverly Hills. Yes, Waverly Hills. And Bobby Brown's? Or are you talking about Bobby Mackey's? I ain't doing Bobby Mackey's. I mean, I might, but it's not one of my. I drove by Bobby Mackey's one day and got the creeps. I mean, there are some things that, okay, call it like it is. I felt those spirits from the road. I really don't want to do Bobby Mackey's. And there's something else that really, it just kind of it just kind of like works together. When my son, Bobby Mackey's is it's an old country western bar, in Kentucky. Bobby Mackey had some hits in country music years ago and stuff. And he wanted to move home Um, yes, Sky. Yeah. Um, so he decided he was going to move home, and he opened up a country western bar. And there are so many um, so much history kind of intertwined with the story. Um, supposedly it was haunted. Um, and he even wrote a song um, about the girl that was murdered there. And there's train tracks running from behind his building, run up the road. Anyhow, he's Bobby Mackey, and something about um, the murderer was named Mac something. There's a lot of coordination, yeah, that went along with the story because he felt drawn to this place. And you have to look it up. You have to look up Bobby Mackey. The manager there was supposedly taken over, you know, but yeah, I just drove by Bobby Mackey's, and the hair on the back of my neck stood up and on my arms and stuff. Um, so that is one place I would not go into unless I knew I was spiritually fortified to the best of my ability, and then some. Um, um, what is so funny about the Bobby Mackey story is supposedly the girl that was murdered there, um, her name was Johanna. And what kind of freaks me out is my son, if he would have been a girl, I had already, and this is way before I knew any of this stuff, his name was going to be Johanna. So I'm like, what's the connection there, So I'm glad that, you know, but yeah, he was going to be named Johanna. And how often do you hear that name? So, but it's weird. It's an old Indian name. That's why I had chose it. And yeah, Karen, it's some things. Um, you know, I have no problems with that. I'm just I love my paranormal. I like my scary stuff, but I don't like the movies that play mind games. Does that make sense? When it starts, um, like the Silence of the Lambs, I don't like, stuff like that, where you see regular people that are twisted and evil, and you know, I always said the things that could be possible scare me. you know, that's just the way I am. Um, and the one that really gave me nightmares um, was the Freddy Krueger movies. That is the only movies that gave me nightmares. And I don't know why. Um, because I guess I know that, it's like you're vulnerable, most vulnerable at your sleep or something other. So that always bothered me. But my husband's not into this stuff either. So I end up recording most of them. And then after he goes to bed at night, I sit and watch my ghost hunter movies or my ghost story type shows. And he'll look at me like, how can you watch that at night? It is what it is. You know, you say your prayers of protection and stuff. I mean, it's not that I'm big into doing all of this stuff. It's just I know where I am spiritually. Um, if that makes any sense, and I know how to protect myself spiritually, and so I'm a constant aware. I am constantly aware of that. You know, yeah. I mean, you don't know. You don't know how many times I have opened my front door and kicked the devil out. You know, because you know, I, you get. I don't know how to explain. When stuff starts going wrong, it's like the devil's trying to steal your joy. So I open up my door and I kick him out. This is my house, built and given to me by God, and it is protected by God. It is sanctioned and stuff by God. It is blessed by God, and I kick the devil out. In each corner of my house, in all four corners of my house, are little guardian angels in the foundations. And I know it's going to sound crazy to a bunch of people, and I'll probably lose a lot of viewers, but when we were building this house, I put those in and, said my little prayers. Now, in the Bible, Joshua marched around the outside of the walls of Jericho, right? To tear down the walls. Let's reverse that. March around it on the inside, saying my prayers and to build my structure. We built this house in 30 days. I mean, from footer to moving in 30 days. The only thing left to do when we moved in was the trim work that's in the living room and stuff, because my dad was making those out of old shelves that we had when we had a store. So 30 days is a good time, So we built this house in 30 days. And I think a lot of that was, the march and the prayers that were being said. I have blessed this house. So, when I feel like evil's trying to get me down, I will be the first person to open up the door. Boom, you're out of here, dude. You have no part in my life. That's like with anything, people. And that's what I do with my depression and my stress and my anxieties, is I try to remind myself and tell it to get out. Leave me alone. You have no part in my life. You cannot control my life. That's the way I do with my depression. I don't let it, control my life. And that's like I try to tell people, I may have PTSD, but it doesn't have me. I'm not going to let it control my life, and that's the way I think that I tell my son. I get mad at my son. He's diabetic. He won't take very good care of himself. He doesn't check his insulin. He doesn't check his sugar on a normal basis. He doesn't take his medication on a regular basis, and I'm like, you have become a slave to your diabetes. You have diabetes and it has you. Now he's got two choices. Live a life like he's doing, and it's going to be shortened. And it's like I just tell him flat out, you're killing yourself. Mommy's got to sit here and watch you do it. Or you can rise above it, stand up to it, get it under control, and say, okay, now diabetes, I've got you. You are going to do what I tell you to do. You know? And he looks at me like most 26-year-old kids would do. What? Okay. But tyrannical mysteries. Hello, hello. But yeah, that's the way I try to do it. I don't let things control my life. Yeah, there's things I've got to answer to. I'm married. You know, I got to ask him questions and get his opinions and, you know, stuff like that. But to let something control me, and it definitely is not going to be an illness. That's what I tell my doctors. You find something wrong with me, don't come to me with you know, an illness. Come to me with solutions. You know, yeah, I may have a hernia, but tell me how you're going to fix it. Because I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk out of here and I got things to do. I had surgery on my wrist because I had a cyst there. And it did bother me a lot. But it's like, oh, well, if you just don't do this, it ain't going to bother you. The one thing that it bothered me the most when I was fishing, you know, cranking that reel. And I'm like, no, it's keeping me from doing stuff in my life. I want it fixed. And the doctor's like, I cannot believe you're choosing to have surgery. Yeah, because I'm not going to let an illness or an injury that can be corrected control me. You know? So, yeah, that's my little rant and stuff. I'm sorry. So, but yeah, that's what I try to tell people. You may have this issue or that issue, but that does not mean it has to have you, you know. So don't become a slave to your illnesses or environment. My son was the same way in his 20s about his diabetes until he found out from an eye doctor that it was affecting his eyesight and that he maybe go blind pain. You know, what's so sad is my ex-husband is diabetic and my son sees what he's going through and it don't faze him. But then again, his dad is not the type to say, hey, look what it's doing to me, kid. You know. Yeah, so I get aggravated sometimes like that, but are 1,000% right. Oh, gosh. It's okay, Angie. Keep talking. I didn't think y'all would want to hear me going through tyrannical, don't hold me back, and not live life. All because, that's right, there you go. I've said stuff like that to my doctor. Now that I've paid your house off, can you get this fixed? Yeah, I've done stuff like that, you know. And I mean, I'm hard on a doctor. And I tell them, if I have to come back 2 or 3 times for the same thing, you're not going to get, I'm not your cash cow. You're not going to get no more money off me because I'll go to another doctor that's willing to fix it. That's just me. And I see too many doctors keep bringing people back. Hello, Brandon. You know, because it's like, it's money. And where my mother goes to the doctor, oh my God, if her family doctor refers her to a specialist in the building, okay, now get this. And I try to explain this to my mom, and which she keeps saying she's going to change, but she hasn't yet. If the family doctor sends her to a specialist, got a $20 copay here, $40 copay over here. I caught this because they wrote 20 on the top of the paperwork. I asked them what that's for. $20 of that goes back to the family doctor for referrals. So why does your family doctor keep referring you to other people? So they can get kickbacks. Why don't they just fix it? Why don't they just fix your problem instead of sending you to 2 or 3 different specialists? If I have to see a specialist more than twice, you better be able to fix it or I'm gone. That's all it is. You know, there you go, tyrannical. I'm always firing my doctors. I am always firing my doctors. It's not saying, you know, I pay, but if they are not willing to do their job, I'm not going to pay them to be there. You know, and that's just, you know, it's just where I am. Yep, exactly. If you have to tell them what advancements they are, you know. There you go, tyrannical. Right there says it all. Only God knows my expiration date. No one else does. And as far as I know, it's not stamped anywhere. You know, they don't say, oh, look, she expires here. So, you know. But I actually told a doctor one time, and this is when my colon had ruptured and it almost killed me. And they had to go in and do all this surgery and blah, blah, blah. So I looked at my doctor, and this doctor was not a joking type doctor. And I looked at him, I said, let me tell you something, dude. We look at our doctor's face to see if there's concern, if there's, you know, we look at his expressions. I said, and you come in here with this expression like I'm going to die tomorrow. He's like, no. I said, well, cheer up some, you know. So he got to where he was laughing and joking more often, you know. And I looked at him, I said, when you was in there, I said, did you see any expiration dates? He's like, do what? I said, well, you're the only one that's seen my insides. You know, when you had my stomach cut open and stuff, did you see any expiration dates? He went, well, nope. I said, good. Then that means you're going to fix me up so I can get out of here. Because there's no expiration dates on me. So, you know, and he just looked at me and he laughed. You know. So, I mean, but that's just the way we, he has shot best to keep me healthy as long as I can. Yeah, Diane, that's the truth. I thought of that the other day when I heard you, when I seen you talking about your kidneys. A friend of mine just passed away last year. I don't know if it was, he was on kidney dialysis. I can't say it was his kidneys that did it, but, you know, there was different things, but I remember what he would go through. But he was on different kind of dialysis. I had never seen it before. Usually I'm used to people having to go sit in the hospital, do dialysis so many times a week, and then they were sick and tired and all this stuff from it. But he did his at home. And it's like when he would go to bed at night, you know, he would hook up to a dialysis machine. And he said that he fared a lot better that way. He wasn't sick. He wasn't tired, you know. So, but it's just, it's weird. My mama said, I'm living life my way. Don't like it? Kiss my arse. She made it to 111. My grandmother will be 97 this year. And she's just now got to where she can't walk. So, it worries me. But, it is what it is. My grandfather was 94. My mom's mom was 92. And my mom's dad, he passed away when I was younger, but he had black lung. He had quit work when he was, he had quit school when he was 13 and went to work in the coal mines because his dad had gotten hurt or left, one of the two. So he had to go to work to support his family. So, Aqua Adventure. Hello, my brother. It's just, Brandon, I'm not going to be on here much longer, hon. So, not this time. That sounds like what kind of dialysis? It might, I don't know what they called it, but yeah, it was, and he did good on it there for the longest time. But yeah, but Jimmy and Rosalind, 75 years together. Wow. 75 years. I used to tease my husband, could we make it 75 years without killing each other? And, but as time goes on, I get closer to the old guy, I like having him around, He's 96 and she's 93. That is amazing. I want to be the old couple you see walking down the road holding hands and, or, that you can tell. All right, Tyrannical, got to go to Walmart. Yay. Be careful out there. I want to be that old couple that when people look at us, they look at us and they say, look, they've had a good life together, or look at them still in love after all these years, it's just, I don't know, it's just weird. So but anyway, oh, Lee, I haven't got to talk to you in a while, son. How are you doing? I just got bored and was on here ranting and raving, and I try to, kind of keep, because on the free version you're only allowed so many hours of live streaming, and I can't remember how many that is. So I try not to jump here too much so that I can have some in case I get some interviews set up and stuff. You was watching soccer. So, yeah, okay, I'll tell you the reason I got on here. To tell you all, I've watched all y'all's videos now. I'm bored. I need something new. Come on. No. Oh, I'm teasing with you. Oh. My dad would have lived longer if it wasn't for his doctors. I'll just call it like it is. They forgot to go back in and open up an artery. He had two clogged arteries. They went in to fix him, and his kidneys started failing on him because they had let his kidneys get so bad. So they could only do one, and then they said they'll come back, he'll get his kidney functions back up, and do the second one. Well, they forgot to go back in and repair the second artery. I was with my dad on a Tuesday. We went to the doctor. They were trying to do an EKG because he was going to go to Cleveland Clinic that Monday and go to a better heart doctor. But he had to have an EKG. They tried 4 different times to get a solid EKG. Finally, the physician's assistant never even came into the room. The doctor never came into the room. But the girls that were taking the EKG took it out in the hallway, and Mom could hear the physician's assistant say, "Oh, yeah," I said, "we can read that. That's no problem." Because Mom said the EKG was just like this. Said it was just like a wavy line all the way across. There was really no beating to it. So that was on a Tuesday, and he died of a heart attack suddenly on Thursday night. So, yeah, I blame the doctor fully. I've gotten over my anger. I was stuck in anger. Oh, let me tell you. I was stuck in anger to the point I wanted to get even. But I've gotten over that. It is what it is. It was what it was. And it will be what it's going to be. So I can't let it hold me back anymore, because that's what it did. And so I had to let go of that anger so that I could move forward. I could not enjoy my life and be happy in my life holding on to that much anger. So I had to learn to let it go. And so, do I forgive him? Let's just say I don't want nothing major bad to happen to the person. Will I voice my opinion on what a bad doctor he is? Yeah. If I can keep people from going, I will. Because not only has he done this to my dad, he's done it to another person in this community. Was in the middle of a heart attack. They sent him home, said he was fine. He dropped dead of a heart attack that night. 2 other people in this community, he was trying to send to specialists. He was referring them to this one, that one, the other one. One was on a mail route and had a heart attack. And so when his wife started showing the same signs, they started giving her the runaround. She's like, no, we're going to do it this way. And they did. And they prevented her from having the heart attack. But, so it's not, Dad's story was not the only story. So, but I had to do what was best for me. I had to let that go and get on with my life. Because I thought, be honest with you, after I had my heart attack, I was angry that I survived it. What good was I going to be just sitting here? The whole story, how it goes. I just wanted to go be with my daddy. Why did they stop me? Blah, blah, blah. All this. And then I was back at the cemetery one day talking to my daddy's grave. And me and him had a little chit chat. And he's like, girl, I have raised you up to follow in my footsteps, but not follow me here. I'm like, what? He raised me up to follow in his footsteps, but he didn't want me to follow him there. I'm to carry on. And that's what he told me. You're to carry on my footsteps. So I'm like, okay, I get it now. I understand. I'm to pick up where he left off. And so that's why I take my mom south in the winter. I go down there and I do things that he would normally do, opening up the house, pressure washing the house, cutting trees down that need it, all that good stuff. I take care of things while I'm down there. Up here, he can do the up here for her, and I do it down south for her. I got Dad's boat back out on the water down south, so instead of following in his footsteps, I have now taken over and walking a new path in his footsteps, in his honor. So I know I'm crazy. Sorry. Didn't mean to go off on that little tantrum. But anyway, guys, I'm sorry. I'm getting all philosophical and emotional on yous today. And I guess, with Rick's birthday being today, I just wanted everybody to remember, hello, Sean. I want everybody to remember that, oh, he's hollering at the puppy, that every day is a blessing. Every day is what you make of it. If you choose to have a crappy day, you're going to have a crappy day. Choose to find the good in your day. The world may not be perfect, but find the good in your day. Find the happiness in your day. Make every day special. So I know I'm ranting. I'm just going off on stuff, but you all are important to me. I love each and every one of yous, and I miss yous when I don't get to talk with yous. And I see you all in other people's chats, and I'm like, oh, I want to just type, but I've got to remember that's their show, their channel, So, but know that I am thinking of you all constantly, and I miss yous. I'm going to have to get off of here. Sounds like go rescue my puppy. She can be a handful at times. She is her daddy says she's just like me, stubborn, hard-headed, and does what she wants to do. Go figure, right? But guys, thank you all so much for sticking around, listening, putting up with me. Like I said, if you have any suggestions or ideals of what you'd like to see on the channel, then just let me know. We'll work on something. And I am going to try and get out and give you all some more perspective of my world in West Virginia, and try to get some more interesting spots for you. So anyway, guys, thank you, Ford Man and Miss Diane, one of the most special and beautiful people. Oh, I'm me. I am me. Fat, old, gray hair. Even my purple's coming out of my hair. Look at that. I'm going to have to start saving up some money to get some purple put back in my hair. I love each and every one of you. I really do. And I'm going to cry. You don't know what you all have given me in my life. Like I said, I was missing you guys. So I thought I'd jump on and say hi, show some love. Didn't shouldn't have should have known that I would get love in return, and it is touching. I okay, that's it. Put this little wall back up here. Okay, putting the little heart back in her little in her protective box there. Get my heart off my sleeve, put it back in there. But anyway, guys, I love each and every one of yous, and I will see you all in the next YouTube channels. We will run into each other in the YouTube world. I know Water Girl said they were going to try another live tonight. I'm thinking she said 9 o'clock. So we want to hit that up. And if you see somebody in this channel that you're not connected to, connect to them. Each and every one of you all are special people. And I would highly, highly recommend that you all become friends with each other, and because you all are just so loving and so supporting. And I am so honored to call you not only my friends, but my family. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here because I'm going to do it again. So, but anyway, guys, love you, and I will catch you around the tube. See you guys.